Patrick, tu as vu une évolution de la photographie?
Patrick, have you seen war photography developing over the 45 years that you've been doing it?
Non, pas vraiment.
No, not really.
Évidemment, le matériel est différent.
Obviously, we have different gear. We can make good photos very easily. We can send things in so easily. I would have loved to have this sort of gear when I started up my career.
Sur le fond, rien n'a changé.
But the basic work hasn't changed. The only difficulty that I see which has changed is the awareness that the fighters have of their own image. Previously, they weren't aware of the way they were being seen, but basically these days the fighters have the same cameras. I can go off to Syria and get the same pictures, and I could borrow a camera from a Syrian or a Libyan. And they really know exactly what the impact of their pictures can have. And there was not that awareness before. So when you talk about fighting, okay, then people are fighting spontaneously. They don't have the scope to pretend to do something else. But before they start fighting, it can be complicated because they do this sort of play acting, and that can be dangerous for them. It can be dangerous for us, and we can get a misleading picture. Now, I was in a difficult position in Libya. It was difficult to get photos of the guys when they weren't doing the V for victory sign with both hands. So the idea was to look somewhere else, and when the fellow thought that I wasn't looking at him, I'd suddenly turn around and bang, get the shot. So there's this real awareness of having your photo taken. And I used to take pictures back to Palestinians, for example. But in the past, you'd never see the same people again. But sometimes when I go back to the same people and I've got a CD-ROM, they've already got the pictures. And some of them say, look, I've been on a diet because when I saw how fat I looked in that picture, it wasn't any good at all. And so you really have to be very quick now. You have to get people when they're in a natural position, when they're not posing. And that's really changed because people realize just how powerful some of these pictures can be. And they try and get ahead of us and get their image ahead. So you have to be faster than they are so they don't put on this play acting. So the difference that I see is that when you saw the first war photographers, for example, say the real benchmark Kappa, and then you've got David Douglas Duncan and Don McCullen, and we can go all the way through to Yuri Kozyrev, or you can find even younger ones, Edward Elias, who's 22 years old. And I'd say that this is an ongoing conversation that you could see there. We talk about war through our photos. And, say McCullen will say one thing, and then I'll add my sentence with my picture, then Yuri will say something with his, and then we'll speak to you, and we'll be telling you the story of the human race, the story of war. And unfortunately, war is part of life. We can't get around it.
Et c'est cette conversation qu'il faut absolument maintenir.
And this is the conversation that we have to keep on going, that we have to keep alive. I'm not deluding myself, but I think we have to keep up this dialogue through pictures, and we have to pass it on from one to the next, and we should never stop. But of course, change, no, there's no change. The general public is interested in what they've shown, and then you can have discussions, and one war replaces another, unfortunately, and that's the way it goes on. And war has been around for as long as the world. And photos just stop people saying, I didn't know it was happening. That's what people said in Germany at the end of the Second World War. They said they didn't know what was happening. And maybe you could accept that argument then, but you certainly can't accept that now. You may say, I didn't want to know, but you can't say that you didn't know. And our work with photography is to inform people, and then they can decide to accept or reject the information, but at least they've been warned. And I'd also say there's one thing you can be sure of, there's no point in not doing it.